morning, everybody.
Morning.
Thanks for having your police department here, second Friday of every month. I'm still working on a topic for next month, so we'll get back to you on that. I'm going to give you a brief update on the police department. What the director was referring to is yesterday we had a gentleman who got himself in a little bit of a pickle in Cedar Swamp looking for a lost animal in the fire department and the police department. We were able to locate him. Again, we were able to use the drone, so that's twice in 10 days we were able to use that. So very exciting times. Things are going well over at Forbes. You'll see in my annual report that's coming up, our numbers have really risen. I think I told you last month we went from 19,800 calls for service last year to 25,857 this year. I mentioned when Andy asked a question about the rotary traffic problems last month, our citations well over 1,000 citations, and that's because of the traffic officer position. Sadly this month, due to staffing levels and call volume, and I have two of my command staff members that are out, and then 2 officers on family medical leave, we're going to be probably suspending the traffic position when needed. He's going to have to answer calls. But as soon as we can get that back out, we will. So that being said, you folks have been very supportive of the police department. We have a long-term staffing plan. We weren't able to acquire grant funding like the fire department did. They were able to hire 9 people right away. So we're doing it incrementally. So today, I'm very excited to introduce to you, we've got 4, soon to be 5 new officers on our FTO program. We had a retirement December 31st. We had 2 of our officers went to the Massachusetts State Police. They're getting screened at right now at the State Police Academy as we speak. And we have 2 new positions. 4 hires have been made. We have 4 people in the FTO program right now. William Ethier couldn't be here, but he comes to us from the Uxbridge Police Department. I have 2 officers in New Hampshire right now, finishing up a background investigation on an officer by the name of Thomas Tepper. So he'll be starting probably February 21st. So the second week of March, we're going to have a swearing-in ceremony at the selectors meeting. If you're able to attend, we're also going to recognize Sergeant Jonathan Gallagher, that critical incident that he was involved in. We're going to recognize him for saving that woman's life. So I'm very proud to introduce to you, we have Alicia O'Brien. She comes to us from the Westborough Police Department in New Hampshire. Her husband is again being screened at as we speak at the Massachusetts State Police Academy. She has a master's degree. She has served tours in the U.S. Army in Afghanistan and Iraq. And we're very excited to have her join our ranks. We also have with us Jonathan Hale. He is from the Sherborne Police Department. Again, has a master's degree. A very welcomed addition to our department. Obviously, very proud to have him here, as well as Peter Girardi. Peter Girardi, he holds a bachelor's degree, and he comes to us from the West Boylston Police Department. So we have officers here that are going to be able to hopefully, within a matter of 4 to 6 weeks, will be out of their FTO program. Their FTO officers are here today. So again, it's a lot of work bringing these people on board, but there's a huge cost savings and training time savings having them come here to us as lateral transfers. The goal will be, when this hiring process is done in February, we will now be at 35 officers, and obviously we have a really long way to go. One of the things that I want to accomplish is having an officer in the station, where right now we run the police station unmanned at times, and I think once we get into the 40s, we'll make that a fruition. So again, thank you for welcoming these officers with us today, and I look forward to watching their careers progress as we mentor and coach them. This is the future of your agency right here. So, yes. So I'm not too concerned with New Hampshire. But yes, I'm not. They're not too happy with me, I'm sure. But again, we negotiated the patrolman contract. They took some concessions. We brought the educational incentive back here. So it's our time. Westborough is definitely a police department that's on the rise. We're providing opportunities. I mean, I can't wait to see where their careers progress in specialty assignments and different things. So my goal, number one goal, what I tell people is, as the temporary caretaker of your police department, is to ensure we hire the very best. I don't want to create a 32-year mistake. And if that means a few people may get a little upset at me because I'm taking their talent, so be it. My goal is to ensure that we, Westborough, are in great shape years to come. So we're going to hire hard to manage easy, and I look forward to bringing future hires on. And eventually the goal will be to hire people and put them in the academy. That's how all of our careers started. Someone hired us after we went to the academy, whether you were a self-sponsor or in my case, the Shrewsbury Police Department sponsored me, and I went to the police academy, and like these officers, I lateraled to Auburn, and then finally made my way home here in Westborough. You have a question?
I notice all the times the belts that all the police wear. Could they explain what all that equipment is on the belt?
Would one of you like to explain it?
Sure, I'll explain it.
Girl.
So everything on our belt is considered a tool. We obviously have our firearm, pepper spray, magazines with additional rounds in them, taser, radio, and then on the back here I have a baton. And then these little things here that you see are belt keepers. They keep the belt up, they hold it up so it doesn't move around if you have to draw your firearm or something like that. It looks like a lot more than it actually is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So without further ado, we have Jim Robbins here today, our town planner, to kind of explain the progress we're making with the master plan and with our community. And again, I thank you. I'm going to be sneaking out. I find myself double booked quite a bit, but Jim will take it from here. Thank you again. I'll see you next month.
Thank you, Chief Lourie. It's great to have an expanding police force. I know you all believe that. I certainly do. Some of you know me. I'm Jim Robbins. I'm the town planner here in Westborough. I've been here more than 20 years. Seen a lot of change during those years. And right now we're beginning an update of our master plan. And some of you were probably here when we did it in 2004. It's typical to do one between 15 and 20 years, so we're right on schedule to do that again. A master plan, in case you don't know, is to guide the future of the town. Everything from its physical development, its social economic development, concerning its tax base, housing, important things like services, diversity, and a new issue that we're going to address, climate change. The planning board is an elected board, 5 individuals that you folks get to vote for to represent the needs and desires of the community. And the master plan is what really drives all the initiatives that the planning board brings to town meeting. So if you attend the annual town meeting, you probably know that the planning board typically brings some new land use zoning articles at town meeting. Those zoning articles are intended to bring about the intentions of the master plan. And so today, what I'd like to talk to you about is the start of this process, the new master planning process. And I have my assistant, Kristen Belanger, here with me. Kristen. It's been a while since I've come and spoken to you. I have spoken to you before, but it's probably been a couple years, so it's been too long. And I'm happy to be back here this morning. So the master plan, again, is just starting. It's in its infancy. And it'll be about an 18-month process. The first part of that process is public information. And that's where we survey the community to see what it is that they like about Westborough, what they would hope would retain about Westborough, and what they would like to see in the future, what they would hope for change or improvements in the town. Could be anything from an increased tax base and economic development, to housing for our diversified population, seniors. I'm a senior too. I'm concerned about that. I'm wearing a sling for sympathy today.
Also, you don't get bumped in.
Yeah. No, I had a little surgery, so I have to wear this. But we talk about transportation. We talk about climate change and the environment, recreation, our schools, facilities like the senior center. So the senior needs will be a part of the master plan. And so what I'd like to do today is I have some pads, some notepads, some pens here that we will pass around to the table. I'd like you to think about two things. What it is you love about Westborough and would always hope is retained, and what it is that you would hope for in Westborough going forward. We have two boards here. The first one here on my left says, what is your favorite thing about Westborough? Could be the senior center. Could be open space walking trails. Could be the schools. Could be the library. Whatever it is, please let us know that, because we want to be able to identify those characteristics of the town that are important to you. Then over here on my right, I have another board that says, what is your one wish for Westborough? That would be something you would hope for either new or something to be changed. I know you'd all like to see traffic eased in the Rotary. Everybody talks to me about that, and I'd be happy to talk to you further if you're truly interested in that. I'm going to give out my business card. You can come and talk to me, because there's not enough time today to solve the traffic in the Rotary, as we all know. So the second thing, like I said, is something you would hope for in the town of Westborough. And you don't need to feel that you need to come up here and write it down, because I'm going to hand out some sticky pads and some pens. All you need to do is write down that one thing on one of those notes and come up here and stick it where it belongs. Either on one of the things you wish for or one of the things that you really like about town. You don't need to put your name on it. We're gathering this as data. However, if you do want to follow up with me, like I said, I have my business cards, and you're welcome to call me or come visit me anytime you like. Does anyone have any questions? We good? Okay.
Thank you.
And I'll be here if you want to talk to me after.